What's up, comrades? Nightwolf here, and welcome back to another video. That here's the thing. You guys know that I discussed this topic a little bit on the last live stream that we did, but I wanted to come back, and I wanted to put this video in a more digestible, smaller format so that people could easily access it and easily read it. And I had a few extra thoughts that I kind of wanted to go over, if I can remember them correctly, and how I feel like Billy D here from One Angry Gamer, not only is he jumping the shark prematurely, but there's a lot of really weird shit going on that involves this whole thing. And also, I know there's going to be some people who will probably, people might come after me. I'm not really sure, but some people might have issues with what I have to say, but I want to make this preface. I want to preface this. Sorry. I want to preface this by saying that Tifa, or Tifa, is my waifu. Okay? Okay. I love this character. More than almost every other character in Final Fantasy, she's at the top of the list. It's a list, to be sure, but she is a favorite of mine. So before someone comes in and starts berating me and saying that I don't love the character, or that I'm a, I don't know, soy boy or some other bullshit, I'm making it clear now. This character means a lot to me. And not because of the way she looks. That's one of the biggest problems I have with this. This entire article, well, not the entire article, but Billy D and One Angry Gamer in particular are making this about her breasts. I can't, you know what, like when the She-Ra thing happened, that the whole thing where She-Ra's new design for the new show looked like trash, and I'm in full agreement, it looks terrible. And she looks like a boy. Yeah. You know how some of the feminists and the SJW types, the NPCs, they were all complaining like, oh, you're just mad because you can't, you guys know what I'm talking about. You can't get off on it. And you're being weird. Most people said, no, we have a problem with her not looking feminine, not looking like a woman. This is kind of the whole weird perverted thing that they were using as an argument personified. Tifa's breasts are not the most important thing about her. I will say that if she looks like she was a washboard, I'd be a little bit upset. That said, however, that is not the most important parts of her character. And that's something that this article doesn't go over, which makes me seriously question whether or not Billy D even likes this character, even knows about this character, or even cares at all about Final Fantasy. See, that's the difference between me and him. I actually give a shit. This is the reason why one of my most popular videos is a rant on Final Fantasy 15. Because I didn't like the game, and I thought that it was terrible in comparison to other games in the franchise. I have some high standards. Tifa is a great character. She's Cloud's childhood friend. She's basically kind of like girl next door, kind of. Although Aerith is also kind of like that, but I consider Aerith more of a motherly character. But Tifa, I consider more or less the best friend, and someone who's very caring, someone who actually matters to the story, someone who wants to help, who's there with Cloud through all of this. And to boil her down just to her cup size is infuriating to me. Okay? Now with that part said, I should probably go over the article before I end up going on a huge rant tangent on the stupidity of these people. Okay. Now, let's see. Final Fantasy 7 remakes Boobgate. Yes, because we need another gate. That'll solve everything. thread gets locked on Reddit as worries mount over Tifa's bust size. Now, here's the thing. I know this has been a debate on YouTube ever since the original trailer was announced way back in 2015. I know this. Everybody knows this. It's not really news, okay? People were concerned because of the more current sensibilities of the Western audience that this might happen. I don't know if it will or not, but I'm not really as concerned about it as some other people are. Worries mount over to his bust size. Now, here's the thing. Or, well, let's keep reading, actually. During Sony's most recent state of play, they unveiled new gameplay footage and cinematics for the upcoming Final Fantasy VII Remake, which, by the way, were fantastic. During the footage, we were treated to our first look at Aerith, as well as a few other characters. However, one of the main playable characters from the original game was nowhere to be seen, Tifa Lockhart. The buxom beauty, yeah, let's just refer to just that, okay. I won't deny that she's buxom, but you could have just said Tifa Lockhart, has been one of the most discussed topics regarding the remake, but Tetsuya Nomura has been coy about revealing any details about her, leading gamers to think that Tifa might have undergone some serious changes, specifically her boobs. Okay, for starters, Tetsuya Nomura, as far as I am aware, is the original creator of Final Fantasy VII. I forgot to double check that. If I am wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments. But you want to know the reason probably why they haven't revealed her yet? And they gave us the teaser for this current trailer and said more information coming in June. They're waiting to show her off at E3. More than likely. I'm pretty much 90% certain that is their intention. Because they don't want anybody to see her until it's time. The Final Fantasy VII Remake needs hype behind it in order to get people invested and interested. If they just... And also, I remember a video I watched just yesterday from, I think the channel name is First Class Soldier. I will leave a link to the video, if I can find it, down in the description below, so you guys can watch it yourself and why you should not be nearly as concerned about this as you would think. In that video, the person points out that Aerith is the main focus of the trailer, pretty much. Aside from seeing Cloud and Barret in combat, and seeing other scenes and other creatures, who is the most prominently shown character in the trailer? Answer? Aerith. That means this was a reveal to show her character model in its entirety, which we hadn't seen since the 2015 trailer. That's why. They are slowly building. We will see Tifa. Considering that they teased an image, like an Easter egg, in the trailer, we're probably going to see her at E3. Or who knows, maybe they'll keep on cock-teasing everybody and we'll see Red 13. Who knows? But we'll see something at E3 with more information. The discussion has been a frenzied hailstorm across the net, and most every major Final Fantasy forum, including Final Fantasy VII Remake subreddit. Okay, that sounds like a terrible sentence because it... Oh, wait, you're trying to say that it's a... Never mind. Frenzied hailstorm. Mighty presumptuous of you, but okay. I remember, like, when this type of conversation first came out, I think there was only a small handful of videos that I remember seeing on YouTube discussing this. Okay? I don't remember it being a frenzied hailstorm controversy of, oh my god, there's so much going on. What's happening? Furiously type on my keyboard. I don't remember that. I remember a few people discussing it and having civil conversation. But this is 2019. We can't have civil conversation. Screw that noise. One gamer, I almost said one angry gamer, one gamer was curious if Tifa would become the victim of today's more politically correct take on creativity, and if her boobs would be reduced to placate the vocal minority asking for women to cover up and censor themselves. And then there's the Reddit post. Okay, Now, here's a couple of things that I would like to point out. Not Sony, but Square Enix has been targeted by these people before. During Final Fantasy 15. Remember the girl who, operates the gas station and repairs your car? Yeah, the feminists and the SJW types were not happy about her. She's still in the game. Still sexy. I don't know why you guys are freaking out. Also, have we seen Aerith in this trailer? Yes, she looks fine, despite what the Japanese may think, but that may be a topic for another day. I think Tifa will be fine. Just because, well, I got the information about the shit show that happened during 15. I got that also from the First Class Soldier video. Sorry about that. Something fell. But yeah. Here's the one thing that's very funny that they do not mention very much in this article. Because if we actually click on the subreddit forum, something very funny happens. As you can see, here's the post in question, the post that launched 1,000 ships, so to speak. Will Tifa have an SJW boob reduction in the interest of realism in a game about magic and monsters, despite her large bust and slender frame not actually being unrealistic? Now, the funny thing is that they don't point out all the stuff that's after this. All the other 11 posts. See? It's actually pretty sad that people care about this, to be honest. Same with me. Who cares? She's been redesigned before, and most of the fans don't seem to mind it. Stop being stupid. This person who created Tifa's design from his mind to the paper back in 96 and 97 to begin with is the same person directing the entire game. Tifa's always had a bust, but it's never, ever been the focus of her character like some Eero hentai game. Whatever the design changes or not will be due to the artist's personal preference, not because of your conspiracy that certain groups are being appeased. I really don't understand why you feel the need to create artificial drama out of nothing like this. And an edit laughing my ass off, immediately downvoted. These anti-SJWs are no different than the people they don't like, just forcing their politics on a game dev's creative vision. Pathetic. And I agree, actually. This is the problem that I have both with this and the One Angry Gamer article. You're saying that the artists don't have creative freedom. Have you tried to interview Tatsuya Nomura? Have any of you? I know he's dodging it now. What if we see her images and she gets the quote-unquote boob reduction that everybody's fearing and dreading, and no one bothers to talk to Nomura? Of course, granted, One Angry Gamer doesn't really have the clout, but, you could try and reach out to people and get statements. But no, you're not going to do that. You're going to continue to try and control what an artist can and cannot do. If he wanted to make a more realistic body proportions for Tifa, he is free to do so. It's his creation. And I'm not going to let some asshole on the internet who writes a shitty article to take away his right to do so. I'm a creative individual myself. I draw characters. I make characters. Do you want to know how many times I've redesigned a character? More times than I care to count. So yeah, don't go telling me that you get to do this because boobs. And yet they won't argue because they can't. Just silent downvote. Grow the fuck up. And there were a lot of others. See? Oh, for F's sake, if your enjoyment of this game hinges on Tifa's tits size, then get the F out and watch porn instead. They make no difference to the game. If they look better smaller in these graphics, then please make them small. In effect, the game zero. It affects the game zero. Besides some sad jerk-off who thinks tits are all that matters, this is the last important thing to talk about for this remake. Yeah, This is what happened. That's the one thing One Angry Gamer did not. I mean, they left the link, which is appreciated, but they don't discuss that the fans themselves want nothing to do with this. That a good subset of these fans are not interested in your culture war. This is 7,000.7 people in an unofficial forum that don't want to listen to your shit. Okay? Or at least about 11 of them didn't want to hear your shit. The rest might be indifferent. But let's go back to the article. Post was met with ridicule and derision. Well, that's because that shit was just tinfoil hat conspiracy. Jesus freaking Christ. Dude, you're the one you and this person are creating a conspiracy. You're fabricating your own conspiracy. We don't know anything yet. We've not seen her design. If we had, then you might be able to make your rants. Because at least when you were complaining about Mortal Kombat ability, at least you actually had images to go off of. With this, you have nothing to go off of. That's your problem. This led to the post entitled, "Can we please keep the culture war out of Final Fantasy VII?" Exactly. This is a video game about Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's all this is. Can we focus on Final Fantasy VII Remake? Not on your bullshit. Because that's what I would very much like to do as well. And look, this is from one of the mods. I think the mod that put the ban on this particular thread. I'm seeing the same sad, predictable bastards trying to turn games into the next battleground for their obnoxious culture war. Already, there's conspiracy BS about reducing Tifa's boobs to appease the SJWs. If they are changed to be smaller or bigger, it will be because of the art direction. And Tifa was never an ero hentai character anyway, which is true. Meanwhile, Kotaku Spitz is all it's a terrible. They probably didn't double check their thing. Where was I? Kotaku is already making stupid clickbait articles about Barrett being a racist black man stereotype. You see, One Angry Gamer is no better than Kotaku at this point. This argument is no different than the Kotaku argument. You guys know nothing about Final Fantasy VII if this is what you're doing. If you want to come to the table and actually discuss Final Fantasy VII, discuss if the game's going to be good or not, please feel free. Do not bring a culture war into this shit. I don't care left, right, or center. Doesn't matter. I want to see Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is a whole other can of worms that we'll discuss in another video that I have planned in the future. It really pisses me off that these people want to claw their own melodramatic politics into every single game that comes out. Final Fantasy VII characters are almost universally beloved, and how they are handled should be up to the creators of the remake, and staying true to the original themes. You hear that? Universally beloved. Nothing about politics. Nobody cares. No one's interested in your politics. To make this article, and the person who made the Reddit post, I know that it might be a little bit of tinfoil hat of me, but I can speculate that, I don't know, maybe you're the one who sent that asshole into their subreddit to try and start trouble. I don't know. Or the guy's just a retard. It's hard to say which. But this shit pisses me off. You're making a whole big stink about nothing. Nothing that can be confirmed anyway. We can't even wait. Ugh, people. Let's see. I really love Final Fantasy since decades ago and would hate to see it devolve into a slit-shinging outrage culture and drama of modern video game releases, and I feel most people feel the same way. Yes, I do too. A lot of people are sick of this shit. There's a reason why everybody has been constantly saying we want better entertainment. We don't care about the culture war. We don't care about the politics. We just want to play games. We want to watch movies without this stuff infesting it. And we don't want people trying to drum up shit to make it about that either. Same thing. Making it about the culture war when it has nothing to do with it is the same thing. Some believe that the creators are already converged, though. Oh, please, for the love of God. There's a post over on Kotaku in action. I don't know how reputable that site is to begin with, where worries are mounting over a unverified piece of concept art alleged for the same artist who did the original concept art of the characters in Final Fantasy VII Remake. So why has people so worried? Because the art supposedly shows Tifa Lockhart with less curves, smaller boobs, a black undershirt, and a longer skirt. Okay. Let's test that, shall we? Shall we test that theory? Yeah, I have extra images to prove my point. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm not. The art styles are different because the person's art style has probably grown and developed over the years, or whoever was in charge of the character redesigns is a different person. I don't know. But longer skirt? Not really. What, by maybe a small couple centimeters, maybe an inch? Not really that big of a deal. The shirt, I think the only difference is that this shirt that Tifa's wearing in this image is tighter than this one. This one's more actually like a form-fitting, or a shirt that is more her size, while the other one is not, because it looks like it's tighter. Either because of her boob size, or because of other assorted reasons. Or because, the shirt's different. Is she wearing a black undershirt? Kind of. It kind of looks like that, but is that really a downgrade or a problem? Not really. This design looks pretty decent. I don't know what people are complaining about. They're like, oh, she doesn't have as much curve and whatnot. Bitch, please. She's a beanpole in this image in comparison to this. They're both beanpoles. She never had that much curvage to begin with. She's an athletic martial artist. We can even go to the Advent Children version. Although I couldn't find the right image that I wanted. But, yeah, see, look. Despite the fact that she's wearing a different outfit, she's still relatively lanky and thin. She doesn't really have a whole lot of curvage going on. That was never a part of her design to begin with. Maybe she's a little curvier in one opposed to the other, but in this she looks more like legs, like she doesn't even have hips. To be quite honest. She doesn't really look like she has much of anything. In that regard, it's like her legs go all the way up and there's nothing in between. There's very little thigh going on. Or it's all kind of uniformed into one line, almost. But that's just me personally. That's how I look at it. Now, the last part is about, what Sony has been doing. Or wait, no. Again, it's unverified, but supposedly the same artist. Yeah, okay. And also, here's the other thing. These are concept art images. They're not in-game graphic images. The concept art is different than what we get on the actual game itself. Okay? So Tifa's character model is probably going to look slightly different than this. Because both Jessie, Biggs, and Wedge, who are referenced for these images to prove that this might be the same character designer, are not the same. They don't look like this. They look like CGI models. And they look similar, and they look fine. and the fact that this could be a fake anyway. Now, they also mentioned this video done by Blair Armitage. Now, sorry about that. And I've seen this image, or I watched this video, and she looks great. Don't get me wrong. This is a great character model. Is this what she's gonna look like? I don't know. If this is what she kind of looks like, or relatively close to what she looks like, that'd be really cool. I don't know if that is going to be the case, but it's a good character model. But the problem with that is that people are going to set too high of expectations on what Tifa is going to look like. That's the problem. You guys are setting unrealistic high standards when we don't even know anything. Now, of course, she could end up looking like this, or she could end up looking slightly different. But I'd like to, before people, get outraged and start throwing a hissy fit, I'd like to actually see her before I cast judgment on her. I mean, the worst thing right now that people are complaining about that I feel is legitimate about Final Fantasy VII Remake is the fact that they're using the Final Fantasy 15 engine, particularly its combat engine. And considering that I wasn't a huge fan of 15's combat engine, I'm a little worried. But here's the other thing, there's always the potential that game engines can be improved upon, and Square Enix has done that in the past where they've taken old engines and made better ones. So, totally possible. And I know, here's the thing, they're concerned because of Sony's very strong censorship policies and whatnot. And that being the reason why Tifa might be different. Maybe. But here's my counter argument. I have nothing really to back it up. Of course, neither does Billy D. But, I'm going to do it anyway. One of the things that's very interesting is the fact that Sony has been bleeding money for years now. The PS4 has not sold well. It sold terribly, globally. And Final Fantasy 15 in Japan was supposed to be in an attempt to try and get people in Japan to buy consoles, because the Japanese console market is dead. It's deader than Elvis out there. So, one of the ways that Square and Sony could maybe get people to go out and buy PS4s is a Final Fantasy VII Remake. That is a guaranteed way to do it. So, if Sony and Square like money, which both companies are in dire need of and have been for a while, they know that they should be very, very careful on how they handle this. Give them some credit, okay? Now, I could be mistaken. They could go full censorship. I have no clue. Nobody does. However, it seems to depend on the title itself. We know that a lot of the visual novel games are being censored on Sony's platform, but not so much other games and titles like Mortal Kombat. No blood and gore censorship there. The censorship, from what it seems like, normally is about explicit content, about, very lewd content. That seems to be the bulk of where it is, where their censorship is. Now, it's possible that they could extend that to other games and make things much worse. Don't get me wrong, and it wouldn't surprise me if Sony did. That said, however, Final Fantasy VII Remake is more than likely going to be a teen-rated game. There's probably not going to be a lot of sexual content. So more than likely, there will probably be... We don't know if there will be any type of censorship on it at all. That's just me. That's kind of my rebuttal to this. We don't know, and more than likely, because of financial reasonings, I don't think Square and, Sony are that stupid. They know this game will make money. They'd be stupid not to. More than likely, they won't censor it nearly as much as people think they will. Will some scenes probably be cut out in comparison to Japan? Probably. Who knows? I am not sure. There are some questionable scenes throughout the game that might be cut entirely from the game already. I don't know. But can we say with 100% certainty that this will happen? No, we can't. Not even 50-50. Because we don't know. Because we don't know what the deal is between Sony and Square Enix. And as far as I know, most of Square Enix's games seem to be unaffected by the wicked censorship policies that they've had. Maybe. Of course, this will probably be the first one after the censorship policy. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that's pretty much all I really have for this. I've gone on for quite some time. Wow, he even rebuts his own point. Now we have no idea what's going to happen with Tifa until we actually see what she looks like in-game. Wow, Billy, it's almost like this article was completely useless, and you didn't need to make it. You just wanted to do it to drum up controversy and clickbait. Why am I not surprised? Seriously, what the hell? Anyway, that's all I have for this video. I'm done. I will be making another Final Fantasy and Square Enix-based video in the near future. I want to write some stuff down, some thoughts that I have, so then I can discuss the problems that I have with it, because I have a love-hate relationship with Square, and I would like to discuss it more. And discuss some genuine concerns for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't know. I may wait till June, to make that video. Until we get enough more information dump. But mainly because things might change. We might be getting the game in 2020. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of things to take shots at with Square Enix. So I might discuss those a bit in the future. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please, as always, do not forget to leave me a like, shoot me a comment, subscribe if you're new. I greatly appreciate the support if you share it. And understand, don't go and attack one angry gamer or anybody over this nonsense. This is just my own personal take on it. If you want to discuss it with them, do so in a polite manner. This goes without saying, but I feel like I should probably start doing that. But I'm trying to. This article upset me, so I had to rebuttal it. I had to talk about it because it's a shitstorm. It's bullshit. We have no evidence or proof of it, of anything. Even he admits it. So I don't know why we have to even discuss it at this point. Can't we discuss it once it actually happens? I don't like. It's like you're searching for the boogeyman or something. It's like you're looking for a dragon to slay before the dragon even shows up to burn the village. It's ridiculous. Anyway, this video's gone on for long enough, I think, as it is. So, like I said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Do not forget to raise your nerd flags high. And I'll see you next time. Nightwolf is out.